Hello everyone, we hope you're all doing beautifully well. We are cracking on with the Oman campaign. Today is day 5 and Chopsticks will fill us in with what's going on.
Okay, so for those that don't know, this is a semi-dynamic campaign. We have a red team in Iran, blue team in the UAE, and the battling happens around the Oman stroke southern Iran area. Mission today is a Blufor attack. You have 3 targets, A, B and C. We'll go through them in a bit. Check that you've got the skins as well. I'll put the thing at the top because we had problems with that before. It's version 1.4 if you don't know, from the Iran skins. In-game mission time is 1800 and takeoff 15 minutes past.
Yep.
It shouldn't get dark by the time we finish. It'll be evening. The usual respawn conditions: formation, collision, disconnect, bugged aircraft, and lag. So, the win objectives. Objective B has to be destroyed, and then either A or C. Helos are on red and blue. If there are any flying, then don't shoot them while they're at the FARP. Wait until they've got a couple of miles away. And don't attack the FARPs. So, if we scroll down to Objective A, you've got 9 of the 12 convoy vehicles have to be destroyed. They're all in groups of 3, so I'm sure you can work that out for yourself. They're on roads and they're in that grid square, so shouldn't be too hard to find. Objective B is the power station. You've got the exact grid square that it's in, and there's a picture of it to destroy. 3 white buildings, the 2 chimney stack buildings, and the gate are the ones you have to get rid of. And Objective C is in that square. You have to destroy 1 of the 2 cargo ships being escorted north.
Do we have any intel on what's escorting the Chopsticks?
There is a picture, I think. If you can make out what that is of escorting it, then that's good for you.
That's a frigate.
I do have one question. When you say that the gate needs, you're talking about the outposts, so you're talking about all like the little set of buildings out front of the power plant?
No, that's that little, the gate outpost building at the front. You know, you can see it on the road there.
So confirm, Blues have to get Bravo, which is the power station, plus either A or B. C,
yes.
Sorry, you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, right. We have to get one of the other 2, because there's only 6 buildings you have to destroy.
What are the helicopters doing? Are they just pitching in?
Yes, they're fairly close to Objective A, and they might be able to get to Objective B. It's about 65, 70 miles.
Let's look at teams. So for the Blues, Ford, we've got Capcast anti-ship with Hornet of Obi, Frisco, Grizzly, Grump. Chevy, we've got Hornet, same task, Tebro, Popeye, Bull, Locky. Hummer, F-16, Leighton Road called Dove, Ruby. Cadillac is blank. Pontiac blank. Mercury is a type of car, question mark?
It is, yes.
Okay, is an AV-8Bs. It got Cypher Mookie. I'm not sure who that is. I can't see. Atomic. And Saturn is a car with what we got here. Vegans. Obviously, they're going to be anti-ship. Well, probably anti-ship. Blood and Red. Dodge in. Oh, interesting. A10 Charlies. Okay. Ghost and Wizard. Plymouth. We've got these 2 guys driving a Tomcat. So there's a lot of attack today. There's very little cap, but that's fine. Dodge 2 is apparently yellow, not in an aircraft. So, okay. Oh, in an A10A, right. Breeze and a K50, and that's it. Is that total?
Not coming.
Oh, he's not coming. So 21. Total of 21 for the Blues. Okay, guys. Now we're going to look at Reds. Aston is Jeffs, Jiffy Pops, Talon, and Beam. The dream team there. Beamer is next. We've got Falcons, Bear, Squirrel, Signore, Seahorse. Audi, blank, Merc, Chopsticks in his trusty J11. It's a good plane, J11. Shouldn't be underrated. Aston 2 is blank. Opal is Kingston Cap, RC, so it appears I'm flying a Tomcat today, which is okay. And Stoat. We're going to be Cap, obviously. In fact, we're all going to be Cap pretty much, aren't we? Larder is the next one. We've got Dragon and MiG. These guys, they just want to fly the MiG. Fine. Dragon and Graham are being awkward in their MiG-21s. And that's it. So that is a total amount of 13. Okay, guys. Any problems with the teams before we just do the freaks and then get on with planning? Blues, your magic is Climber Bill and Chariot. I don't know how they're going to split. And you're going to reach them on 244 on the UHF. Your guard is going to be 2343 with the coalition, securing coalition. We've got Reds, we've got GPS as magic on 242, so let me get that there, 242. Our guard is on coalition secure 243, and remember your flight freaks. Okay, so let's go and do planning now. Into your separate rooms, please.
It's the easiest two objectives is to go for B and the ships, because you only got to destroy 50% of the ships.
What was B?
Yeah, objective A is absolutely the hardest one.
You know what I think, guys? I've got no big picture. We've been given grid refs, but where are these in the world? I've got nothing to...
So the ships are, if you look at where Shiraz Airport is, it's that column. They're just off the bottom of the map.
You can see it says X Lima on that top left picture, in the bottom left of it.
Yeah, so they're 2 squares south of Shiraz. Which makes me tempted to say we send the Jeffs. So the people in position to defend top left of Iran.
Oh, right. So it's just below Shiraz, is it? For the...
Yeah.
It's on the coast below Shiraz. That's X-Ray Lima.
And what planes are there?
The Jeffs and the Falcons.
Right, so you guys go and do that then.
Hi, boys. How are my little minions?
Okay, so you've got Falcons and Jeffs probably there. Where is
Charlie Romeo is to the right of La Air Base.
La?
Those MiG-21s might actually be very well prepared to just basically sit on the runway. As soon as they come into the AO, then they can be up there and engaging them pretty quickly and sort of surprise.
That does make sense. Leave the MiGs on the ground at La, ready to go as soon as we spot them.
F-14s, don't bother taking the long range 60. They've only got Mad Eyes in the F-14 and he's pretty green in it. And you can see those 60s for miles because they've got like a 15 to 20 second missile burn time. And if the enemy know what they're doing and they zoom in, they will see them coming and just turn cold. And you'll miss everything. So take the Charlies because they're smokeless and they won't see them coming. Even if you fire them within 6 miles, they won't see them. They're really sneaky. And they're very good. The Charlie, about 40 miles. So it is the same as an AMRAAM if it's launched at you from far away, but the AMRAAM's a lot easier to dodge. So fire at max range if you're up high, and then run away. The Charlie's very good at ground clutter, so if they go into the mountains, it should be able to follow them.
Well, at least 4 of them are going to be flying away anyway.
Yeah, don't just fire 6 though, because they'll all miss. I can guarantee most of them will miss. Save them, fire off 2, turn cold, swap with your buddy who's behind you, he'll fire 2, and then just keep that chainsaw going, and they won't get anywhere near anything. That's your best bet. I was going to suggest that someone go after their AWACS, because it'll take out all their data link, and they're all going to be using it tonight, and that'll blind them, and it'll panic, and there'll be a load of them going, "Hey, Wagner!" and they'll get really upset.
Where's Indigo when you need them?
Well, Squirrel's got the 16s squadrons, and they all know what they're doing. So, the only benefit you have got is you've got the entire competition team on red, bar Leighton, who's on blue, because he's a traitor. And yes, I did try and get him to move, but he refused. Bastard. I know, I tried Signore, he's being a whiny little bitch about it, and we'll have to deal with him later.
Well, we're outnumbered 2-1, so I don't see any problem.
I need to get more players, and then I'll be a fair fight.
Yeah, exactly. I can only carry so many missiles is my problem, but unless Cap, of course, is bearing down on me, then I'm screwed as of last video. But yeah, no, I'm thinking if we're trying to go for the AWACS, then we only need one F-14.
Yeah, one guy.
Bring the longest range Phoenix, one guy, just because the AWACS can't evade, really.
I feel like the F-14 is best when you use it tactically with just one of them. It just has a wild card.
So I think the F-16s were more of like a frontline fighter. We're kind of meant to go and kind of get hand to hand, if you will, with the other team. The F-14, while it can do that as well, it's really got the missile for the taking out the AWACS. Especially if you get up at like 50,000 and launch your max range missile at like, a good kill range.
if one F-14 manages to sneak past them.
Exactly. If you just send one, they're not going to like divert a whole force to take out that one guy until they realize that you're going for their AWACS. Then they're going to be like, oh.
If you're going like full burn, they'll probably be pretty hard to catch too.
So what you can do, if you want to take Mark 60s, if you're the person that decides to go for the AWACS, load your Mark 60s on your wing pylons and they will fire first.
If you want to be really fast, by the way, if you have enough, can you guys hear me? Is this thing on?
Yeah, can hear you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good. Sorry, I don't hear the beeping. Okay, so what you want to do, if you really want to kill that Tomcat and go fast as shit, bring just 2 Phoenix missiles and then no more pylons. Like all the belly pylons, dump them, like take them off before you take off, and dump your tanks as soon as you can. And with just 2 missiles, you will be freaking screaming across the sky in that thing. Just an idea if that's your dedicated mission and you're by yourself, because you really want to do is get that AWACS and then run as fast as possible back home.
It's a good idea.
Okay, so where is their AWACS, roughly?
Probably the same place it was last time. So I think
Right in
it's
the middle of their land.
just south of Al Ain International.
Okay, so we're up at Kerman, so the best thing to do for me is probably to fly from Kerman to Giraffe, refuel, fly to La, is it? Or should I just go Kerman to La, refuel, and then head out over Kish, where we were based originally, and then I can sneak across the land, maybe?
Why don't you just
I'd be
Kingston?
tempted to say take it Kerman to Droft and then directly south from there, because the cat planes will not be over to the east this time. So the targets are up north.
Where's their carrier?
Over there in Fox Mike.
I'd end up flying right into the carrier flight group.
Okay, it's right over there, is it?
It's on the eastern side, so if you go to Fajara and then drop down to Echo Hotel, it's in there.
Right.
I just realized I was on red team. I was looking at this map like, wow, what are you guys talking about? What do you mean you're going to fly to Lar? That's red.
For everyone's situational awareness, B is in Delta Romeo, which is near Bandar Abbas, on the far right-hand side of that box, near the road that you can see on the map. So that's where to expect.
That's when they have to. That's when they have to get. So they will be at Bandar Abbas then.
So they will be. They'll probably be in Delta Quebec, attacking from that kind of area.
Roger. Okay, that's fine. Bandar Abbas. That's right in the middle of our play area, so that's easy for us.
Those 2 boxes are next to each other, but there's about 100 miles across those 2 boxes.
Is that the power station?
Yes, power station.
Roger. Good.
It is.
I'll be surprised if the A-10s don't go for the convoy, because it's a target opportunity.
What does it matter? They're not going to get anywhere within 2 hours anyway.
Actually, where are the Jeffs?
Left.
We're at Shiraz.
Top left.
With the F-16s.
If they were at La, they would actually be the best ones to go for the AWACS.
Unfortunately, La only has MiG-21s and F-5s.
And 5 parking spots for the entire airfield.
They have also they're taking 3 A-10s, 2 Vigans, 4 Harriers. I mean, they're gonna, and then 6 F-18s, which I'm willing to bet a lot of them are probably doing air to ground. So, I mean, this is gonna be. It could potentially, if we win the early air war here, this could turn into a turkey shoot.
Yeah, we need to take them down. As soon as those F-18s drop, then they're substantial air threats. So,
if we take out that AWACS, we're gonna win.
And the A-18s are probably going to be high supporting the anti-ship mission, because they can take the Harpoon, and then if the Vigans fail, they'll have backup.
But that's a thought.
That's what they did last time. They used the Harpoon to mask it.
You could take out their tankers as well, actually, and force them to have to land to patrol. Although I'm not
Does anyone
sure.
actually air-to-air refuel in these missions?
Yeah, Redfor did it last week.
Oh, are they in?
Okay.
Can we have tanker, TACANs, freaks, and whatnot, please?
Okay, this is Frisco. So what we're going to do is I'm going to give you all a sample mission commander lead, as we used to do in the real world. So as follows: the targets we know: X-Ray Lima, top left-hand corner; the ships, Charlie Romeo, South Central, the tanks, and Delta Romeo on the right-hand side of Bandar Abbas on the Red Road. 6 parts of the factory, 3 buildings, 2 chimneys, and a gate, I think Chopstick said. The plan is as follows. We're going to form up as a guerrilla, and we're going to actually reassign the first 4 ship of F-18s are going to be shooters. They're going to be what you call cap. They're going to be pure air defense. So what we then have is we're going to form up over Dubai. That will be no later than takeoff plus 30, up at between 30 and 40,000 feet for the shooters. Higher if you could make it. And then we're going to push north, and we will tell everybody when we're all pushing together. If you need to use F10 as your alternate situational awareness thing, your data link pod, then please do, because at least you'll know where we all are and what we're all doing, what everybody else is doing. So the plan is as follows, is that we push north up the left-hand side of Keshem Island, up the western side, so due north from Dubai, up into the left-hand side of Charlie Romeo, with a wall of shooters. F-14s first, then 30 seconds to a minute later, we've got the F-16s, and then 30 seconds to a minute later, we've got the first 4 ship of F-18s. Then with the fast bombers, the remaining F-18s and the AV-8Bs, well, the F-18's behind us, but the AV-8Bs and the A-10s who are going to be going to RAS and coming back out of RAS, I'd like you to coordinate yourself such that you get airborne to tuck in behind us. Clearly, the A-10s will need to launch first. What I would like to do is for everybody to go in the same direction, which is due north, west-hand tip of Keshem Island, up into Charlie Romeo, take out the armor, then turn around, Delta Romeo, then turn right into Charlie Romeo, then turn right into Delta Romeo to help taking out the factory. The Vigans, once we are up and in a fight by Keshem Island, by all means split off and do your own thing and do your own anti-ship, and good luck with that, because you might be our ace.
Yeah, we're not going to go up to Dubai. We're going to go to Qatar.
Okay, excellent.
So
yeah,
I was going to probably set impact time around an hour and a quarter, because I reckon that's when there'll be RTB.
All right, fabulous. Okay, that sounds like a great plan to me. So do that. Now, the great thing about going up as a wall, of course, is that we hope that they're going to be fed into us in dribs and drabs, and we will have a rolling maul. So we're always going to have people pointing hot. We are hopefully always going to have at least 1 AMRAAM or 1 Phoenix in the air to make them think about what it is they're doing. Okay. Off target, it's very much about keeping in touch with each other. Obi's going to talk about a comms plan, I hope, in just a second. Off target, it really does depend on what's left about the SAMs and the fighters. We will try and keep integrity, but it may be once your Winchester, every man for himself, back home, safest way possible. Questions, and Obi?
There is only 1 F-14, and that's us.
Magnificent. We're relying on you then.
And to be honest, we're pretty shite because we're both just learning it.
Excellent. That's great news.
Exactly what we wanted. Lovely stuff. Well, go. Obviously, we'll stick with the plan. Just go slightly ahead of the 16s and try and make it count. And then, but don't push in too hard, because you can always go back and get 6 more Phoenixes.
Yep.
In terms of tactical awareness, I would add that they tend to launch. If you've got an F-14 coming in at Mach 1 point whatever, they tend to launch at about 60 miles. I think Obi is correct.
Yes, from last Wednesday, about 50, 60 miles is when I would start getting the tingling feeling that there might be Phoenixes on the way. So we just had the dance with them. About once they get very close to 50 miles, reverse course, pull away. Pretty much every time I ended up with Phoenixes chasing me back, but they couldn't catch me because obviously I'd already reversed before I got the warning. Obviously, I didn't get any decent offensive shots off at them, but they will be wasting 2 or 3 Phoenixes a time. So a couple of runs like that, and then we can assume the 14s will have to at some point then go and rearm.
Yeah, it may be, as I say, a rolling maul. We may be 3 steps forward, 3 steps.
Request from GCI that you guys just communicate when you are changing tasking so we know how to steer you best.
Thanks, GCI. What's your call sign? Are you Magic tonight?
Yeah, I'll be Magic. And to help you guys out, what I'm going to do is I'll direct you guys by your flights forward, like you were saying. I'll direct Pontiac or Plymouth and Ford together because they're going to be taken off from separate fields. So I'll make sure they get grouped up together.
Awesome, thanks, Bill. The key for us is to know when the 14s are hot and at 60 miles. Is one of our key triggers to start.
I will do that. They're taking off from the 14s from our intel are stationed at Kerman Airfield, which is up in the northeast from the power plant area.
Last week they actually stopped to refuel from tankers on the way, so that might buy some time if they do that, or they might run out of fuel if they don't.
Okay, but yeah, I'll keep an eye on them, and then also intel shows I think probably a majority of them are going to be taken off from the northwest. We're not sure on that though.
Copied. Obviously, with just 114, we're at a big disadvantage in terms of who's got longer sticks.
Yeah. I also have some bad news. It seems that it's only going to be 2 people in Chevrolet, so we're going to skip the seed. We're going to hope the intel is right, and we're just going to go with JDAMs to get that problem.
Would it be advisable to instead the Harriers destroy the target and you guys go cap, since we are so low?
Yeah,
6 cap aircraft then instead of 4.
I mean, Nightmare had planned on doing JDAM run on Objective Bravo anyways, as long as there was no objections. I've been working with the pre-plan mode from the F10 map quite a bit over the past week.
I got ballpark coordinates for the area that you can use, but it's just a single one.
Yeah, like I said, for the Harrier, we have enough intel that I can F10 plop down the T01, T0, whatnot. I'm pretty.
I could switch to F14, but I'm probably worse than Mad Eyes.
No, stay in 16 if you're 16. It's a cap bird. Yeah, I guess we can put the Hornets, but then that anti-ship strike. Good thing there's 2 vegans now because it just got.
Well, we've got the A10s for the.
Yeah, A10s can do the trucks. That's good.
Yeah, in that case, I'd like to suggest Tibra, your flight becomes air to air. That the A10s go for the armor, the AV8s go for the factory, and the Vigans stick to Plan A and go to Qatar and have. We're all good with that.
Okay, so we got Chevy, Ford, and Plymouth for cap, correct?
Hummer is the flight of 16s.
Hummer's also on cap as well. Okay, gotcha.
Yes, we'll have 13.
And I'll get you guys all grouped together.
Yeah, the group together is going to be above. What did we say? Dubai for the cap.
Correct. We're all going to be aiming for the top of Dubai on the coast.
Because we're the only F-14, what we planned to do is just try and scare them off. Is basically find one, lock him up, and just fire. And if we have a gap between fire them, hopefully they'll pitbull on whatever's there, because they'll generally be in formation. So as long as we can turn them away from you guys, then we can rearm and come back up while they're still fucking up.
Yeah, that's good. Don't go rushing up on your own 5 minutes before us, though. We're all going to push together. Okay?
Yeah. We'll be up as soon as you say it for us to go. We'll turn left and head towards wherever we think. As soon as we get like 60, 50, 60 miles and we get a lock, we'll launch all our missiles and then we'll fuck up back and rearm.
Okay, just for overall communication.
One little thing to you guys. Their rearmaments at La, which is very neat, it's Charlie Romeo box. So they're possibly going to be able to. They're probably going to be able to turn around a rearmament a lot quicker than our team is this time around.
Copied. Thanks, T-Cypher. And the other thing is, we will have a push. The push code word is Gorilla Tally Ho. So we are the Gorilla, and push is Tally Ho. Okay, and that means everybody knows that we are pushing from Dubai.
Copy. Please transmit on that on GCI Freak.
Copy.
Yeah, we are not using guard for anything. if anyone goes on guard, no one's going to listen. Everything's going to go on magic, because there we have 2 persons that have nothing to do but look at us and keep track of.
Fabulous. Obi, do we have an open freak on Blue Discord?
We do, yeah. So something which has worked well, we've trialed it 2 missions now, is this voice channel in here has had voice activation turned on. So it is really handy for the cap guys to leave it, turn voice activation on and just leave, and we can use Discord for like our open comms between the cap guys. We found it a lot better for coordination, because you don't have to think about it. You can just talk about what you're doing and where, turning cold and all that kind of thing. It seems to work really well. So probably useful for the cap guys to leave Discord unmuted and listen in. Still using.
Because we're a bit deaf.
Sorry.
Exactly.
No, I can't put Discord in one ear. That's horrible. No,
Would you like an extra F14 driver?
Yes,
I don't
please.
mind.
Yes.
I'll drop from Ford down, and I'll be the wingman to Mad Eyes.
Grizzly, you're a superstar.
So, well, we'll be leaving it open, and I will certainly be using it. It's optional. We'll still be using SRS on flight frequency and magic. So, no one's going to be in the dark, but it's certainly something. If you want to try it, I'd recommend it.
Is it going to be on this freak?
In this channel, yeah.
Awesome.
Well, if you need another 14 driver, Bull can also do it. I don't mind either.
Yes, please, Bolt.
Then I will move
Where are
over
we pulling
to
you
Ford.
From Chevy.
Stealing my thunder.
Can we put Tebro as flight number 4 for Ford?
Don't move on the sheet. Don't move on the sheet. We know where you'll be.
Yeah, we know where you'll be.
Just don't give them the heads up that there's going to, because they'll be expecting 1 F-14, not 3.
Servers up, guys.
Okay, let's go.
We're good to go. Wake is on. Wake is on.
Wake is on. Kingston rolling. Stay running.
Cap, who is 2, is rolling. Kingston 1, Cap 2, RC3, Stoke 4.
RC's rolling. Kingston airborne, wheels up.
Little wiggle on.
We have a right, shall I make my way to Laura immediately?
1 mile.
Lag.
Yeah, you just crack on with the task in hand, mate. Just wait for us. Crack on.
14, 6 o'clock. 1 mile.
Right, okay, it's cruise.
5 miles. Angel 16.
Available for tasking from Lar. I'm going to take it straight up to about Angels 36 or higher to save fuel.
Lee, do you mill power?
Affirm.
That's a big beauty. What's those nails 1.5s all about? We haven't got any F-15s. SA-15?
SA-15s.
It would have changed up to that.
Yeah, RC is right. Let me know when I can pick up the speed, please, boys, because we're running pretty slow.
Now.
Over.
South of Busan, about 19 miles.
Don't forget to set up the data links, gentlemen.
Yes, sir.
Done.
Do you guys see 1 times friendly on the data link 200 miles out?
Negative. I don't think I'm set to that. Go ahead, Magic Dragon.
Problematic, if possible, I'd like you to take off and control over the Bandara bus area.
Take it out, heading 00. Tomcats, if you can hear me, if you all tune the tanker frequency of 241, we can talk on there until we get to the tanker.
Cap, I just want you to know we've got 4 F-16s going Mach 1.7 if you wanted to check it out.
I'm tuning into TACAN RC.
South of Busan, 6-7 miles, no altitude.
Roger. Copy, I see. Got him on tag in.
F-16s are doing perfect formation at Mach 2. Pretty cool.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet. Yeah, I'm having some computer glitches, Cap, so I apologise for that. I actually stopped in midair at one point.
Roger, we'll just meet at the tanker, we'll regroup then.
There is a friendly 2-ship, Bob 240, don't wait, 165 miles, Angels 27. Sorry, correction, Angels 25.
Roger, be advised, I'm coming off global frequency to tune the tanker. I'll let you know when I'm back with you. Copy.
Shell 2-1, Roger. Any reason why I shouldn't call inbound now?
No reason at all, pal. Crack on with it. I already have done.
Shell 2-1 in field 1-2. Request rejoin.
We are currently 78 miles and closing from the tanker.
Roger, cap 70 miles. Angels 18.
Try and get us to tire ourselves out missiles, so the best thing we can do is refuel, stay high and wait for them to come to us.
Roger.
Best thing is if we follow Squirtle's advice, it's what we do in the competition team. In the F-14 I usually lob long range weapons, while the F-16s get down in the dirt and dirty. It really confuses the enemy usually.
Are you flying the Tomcat in the competition team?
I am. am. I'm doing very well with it too.
RC com check.
I'm here.
What are you flying in the competition team? Cap under 40 miles to tanker.
Okay, Cats. So if you look at the tankers when you approach them, ours that we want has the Iranian skin and is the highest of repair.
Copy. Okay, are they both near each other? They're next to each other.
Yes, boss. Separated by about 1,000 feet.
Perfect, thank you.
Last traffic, Stowe inbound to land runway 09. It's nice to see American and Iranian tankers flying together.
It's unrealistic, but...
Stowe, use caution if you can hear me on this frequency. There are 16 on the runway and there's a J11 approaching from your east.
Roger. Turning 169 intercept.
Cap merging with tankers. Guys, remind me where the nozzle button is in this.
Side,
Nozzle, but...
you need the refueling probe. Refueling probe is to the left of the fuel dump button. You want it all the way to the top, otherwise it will not refuel your external tanks.
All heard. It's all coming back to me, boys.
Two groups, one 72 miles south of Upsai, Angels 02 is marshalling there, it's turning, and the flight of 3, possible 4 contacts south of Upsai, 90 miles, they appear to refuel right now. Already called inbound rankings.
Yeah, you have to wait.
Hold up. Descending.
Last traffic so far. If you're right by your
looks like nails, 7 o'clock.
Go first.
Okay.
That wake turbulence.
I've got 12.5.
You said it was the top one, Kingston.
100 miles. Ready, recontact. Inform me, sir, when you expect to leave the area.
Kingston?
Ready, recontact. It's the live one, Cap. Reagan, Kelpie, I'm on station. Context 100 miles, which is still far away from me. We'll notify when I'm low on fuel. Copy, sir, thank you. Imagine Talent on station above the cargo vessels holding Angels 3-3. Automatic copies, Angels 30.
Easy with it. Oh, Jesus! We'll blame that one on turbulence. Just a bit to the left.
Ah!
Wiggle those toes, you got it.
on. One more time.
5 miles, Angels 31 and 32, and sun at low altitude, Angels 04. They are heading northwest right now.
We'll blame that one on turbulence. Whoopsies. Wiggle those toes, you got it. Fuel 8500.
Dude, where are you going now? Anchors orientating. Rolling.
Fuel 9500.
Last traffic, start taking a runway 09 for takeoff. Last traffic, Johnson's inbound.
Fuel 13,000.
You just are driving me nuts.
Yeah, it does that.
He's stuck telling me I'm missing it a minute.
Haha!
Fuel 15,000.
4 miles, about 170 kilometers. Angels 42 contact. Copy.
Fuel 15,000.
Magic for
Fuel 16,000.
Copy.
How slow does this take?
Fuel 17,000.
Get you here, Kingston. Kingston com check. It's just me and you, RC.
Yep.
Fuel 18,500.
Worried we're going to miss the fight at this rate. Calling bandits 85 miles.
Fuel 19,500.
Yeah.
Heads up, nails. 6 o'clock.
Yes, pump faster. Jeez.
Off complete.
Talon,
I'm moving in now.
Where are you?
Say again, you got another frequency.
Okay, we've lost Kingston, so I suggest we get south.
Coming to target and I'll refill.
Roger, let's go south. I'll see you south.
You will patrol. I heard him. As a single ship, right?
Hey, sir.
Copy, stand by.
Matic, let's contact Bravo 160.
Nice. You guys crack on if you want. It's going to take me a while. I'm getting a terrible frame rate, so I think I'm going to crash out anyway.
This is Matic, contact Bravo 16044 miles, Angels 42.
Roger.
44 miles, copy. Copy.
Overshot of them.
Let's contact Bravo 212, 80 miles.
We've got a bandit, 175, 125 miles.
Hostile, contact, Angels, 40. 10 degrees left, 10 degrees left. He's off scanner, but he'll come back.
40, should we go up?
Yep, let's punch it.
I saw one that was friendly.
On scope.
No, different.
On scope, hostile. Okay, Ozzy, try and visualise the coast. It's critical we know where the coast is for situational awareness. I'm going to let you phase ahead a bit so we can change, so I'll give you about 10 miles ahead.
Okay.
F-16s are engaging by the looks of it.
F-16s, Matic, group 180 to 900 miles, engines 21 is called, additional group, 18070 miles, engines 25 and higher.
Tally 18070 miles. Get the altitude, I guess. I don't see anything on my radar, on my scope. Do you still see him?
Yeah, I've got one hostile and others are popping in and out, so it's not reliable at the moment. I'm on 200 miles.
Perfect, now we have possible flight of 2 heading to the neighbor side, south of Bullseye. About 120 miles. Talon, this is Matic, the group from your position, Bravo 140, 146 miles, hot global altitude.
Very patchy information from the AWACS, the real AWACS, if you know what I mean, not the human.
Signore Seahorse and three group, 3 contacts, Bravo 180 for 8 miles.
Copy with that.
Copy, visual. Copy. Wait, second, Matic.
It's passing my 30.
Yeah, Cap, Ganges 30.
Heading to another airbase refill.
Negative. I'm turning towards the mountains to the south.
Copy that, I got him as well. And the one behind him and the one behind that.
Unknowns on scope, 190.
Wait, second, if possible, I would like to have the F-16 flight and then heading to 00.
Turning to 00.
CR's got one Angels 27. Yeah, we're gonna have to use our IFF.
I'm holding Angels 30.
One unknown.
From the F-16 flight, on your nose, everything is hostile.
Copy that.
Okay, I've got the coast, visual coast, and Kesham.
Oh, I got nail coming up.
It will be too far away from my wing when I'm sending him to refuel. It will be a ship of one.
Copy, sir. Near the service for your wingman is Bravo.
See one friendly and one unknown in front.
Agreed, that's what we're going for. Stick to mill power.
Magic Talon requesting an update on those hostiles.
Talon Magic, last group 140, 146 miles, 146 miles. Now low altitude heading
We've got that new contact. Pick him up at 175 for 100. Faded.
Yep, he's gone. Showed up for a second. That was it. Yep, received.
Okay, we lost a boy.
Okay, I'm leveling at 36.
Number 16, you are about 20 miles to get some speed.
F-16's cap. F-16's cap. No answer.
Okay.
Tomcat's moving into place. Can you give us a 30 seconds overview of what's going on?
Roger, I think there are entire teams up here. Definitely at least the F-16 or the F-18. F-16.
Heads up, Nails, 5 o'clock.
Okay, we're approaching Cache and we'll see you shortly.
Unknown pop up. Same zero. Actually, maybe 2 there.
Flight of 3. The enemies, Bravo 1019 4 kilometers.
Couple friendlies 220, enemies 210.
Plenty on the scope. That's still all 100 miles away pretty much.
Yep.
Cap going to 100 mile. I'm going to 100 mile range now because I've got stuff to look at. I'm having problems with IFF. Everything's unknown. You got the same.
We got Sam's coming up. Yeah, I did look Sam coming out. Whoever that is, unknown Sam. Group of 2. Let's go to the gun defense.
Where the
There's
Sams?
also unknowns directly in front.
Did you see any? Did you think they were friendly Sams, or I don't know what he's talking about?
No.
Massive group.
Heads up, Nails.
180.
Oh, Nails. 5 o'clock.
Position from the contact from the position Bravo 140 127 miles, 127 miles, low altitude, heading northeast, correction northwest.
Sam will complete the orbit and then move to investigate.
Yep, I see him. 100 miles.
Cap 5 contact. Or 50 to 100 miles for Cap. Again, no IFF at the moment for some reason. 6 contacts. 7.
Looks like Nails, 1 o'clock.
Okay, got full battlefield view now. Eight contacts.
Magic report. About 100 miles off our nose. Do we have friendlies or enemies?
Chromatic Bravo 8075 miles, friendly after flight of 3. The F-16's nearest enemies, Bravo 17093 miles.
93, yeah.
170 for 93.
Yeah, I got them.
Okay, those are friendlies we're seeing, Cap.
Roger.
15 miles.
Do you know why they're not showing? Do you know why they're not showing? It was friendly.
I don't know. Hold on now. 12 miles. Can't pick them up.
I'm worried that something's gone wrong. I'm going to patch into AWACS again.
Oh, sorry, I'm on the wrong click.
The cosmetic advice between you and the enemies, friendly after.
Alright, we've got mud right in front of us, 12 o'clock.
Between us now.
Roger.
Cap spike something. Cap, hostile coalition 170.
Stoke ahead. I think he was a splash then. I think he was a splash.
Stockmatic nearest group, flight of 2, Bravo 17066 miles, low altitude. We are heading for the ships.
That's the Stinger, 1 o'clock.
Roger, Magic.
Cap's getting shot by an SA-6 apparently. No, it's gone.
For Talon last group, Bravo 150 107 miles, low altitude.
Heads up, Nails, 5 o'clock.
Magic, Stoke. I'm off to get their AWACS, so I may avoid that group.
Okay, Cap. Cap, I'm seeing enemies on the snow now.
I got them at 155.
Yep, same.
70 miles, heading in.
Yep, turning in 155.
Flight of 2. Lost another 16. They're high, I don't know what they are.
What's the range on these Cs? I never used them.
I would usually say about 60 to 70 on the big ones, probably about 40 to 50 of these, and high altitude and fast.
Okay.
Do you want the fire on these, or do you want me to?
You're ahead or behind me? You're ahead of me, so you go.
Okay, I'll fire, you follow up.
Friendly guerrilla group bearing 200, 70 miles. Angels 35.
Oh, that's a lot of baddies.
Angels 2. And a friendly Bra 305. 1 mile. Angels 28.
Request target Bra 16050 miles. Angels 41.
Roger, understood. Okay, he's vectored us onto them. Cap's fire, gonna fire.
Yeah, Dragomatic on your 2 o'clock. About 10.
Can't get TWS for some reason.
I've got it, but he's got friendlies locked up as TWS, so
Roger.
I can't fire.
I'm firing now. Cap, Fox 3 times 2.
Psychomatic, if possible, recommend heading north. Roger, just engaging bandit 11 miles. Copy.
Cap missile out. Right, please don't kill a friend. Please don't kill a
Firing
friend.
on the left or right one, Cap?
I've got 2 bunched together.
Fox 3, 8 miles.
How many missiles did you fire?
I tried to fire 2, I only fired 1, it had a problem. And it's apparently supposed to be smokeless, but it doesn't look very smokeless to me. Probably 20 miles now, 20, 30 miles. Fire at will.
Capmatic last contact is now Angels 340 sending. Be advised, merge with projectors.
I like this. I like this. Bollocks to that. I'm going STT.
I don't want to hit you, Cap. You're in front of me, so...
I'm about to go away.
Dragon Matic.
I'm turning cold, I don't like it.
060 kilometers.
Not getting any solutions yet.
No, I'm turning cold, I'm just not getting solutions. Cap cold. When you go cold, be super...
I've lost him. Okay, I see you. I've lost them. I see the friendlies.
Heading back to Kesham.
Psychomatic negative radar contact with you. Merge with enemy contact. Dragon Matic on your nose. Low altitude hostile.
All units capped. 25 minutes of game time. 25 minutes left. How are you doing, RC?
Good, I've lost them all on my radar.
Is that you, Angels 40?
Bra 18062 miles.
I'm at Angels 33.
I think my AWACS is broken because I only see what's on my radar scope.
Tilt my nose down here so I can see some.
Dragomatic on your nose. Contact is
Yep, you got it.
your group.
Okay, I'm turning out.
Cap turning in.
5 not descending. Single contact.
I can't get anybody on the scope.
Alright, you just come out then. Come out to Kesham and then...
Measured range. It's about 60 kilometers. 60 kilometers.
Cap hot. Angels 25.
Cam cold.
Alright, we're shots and safe. I'm 27.
Oh, it's a lot of contacts.
Not sure why I wasn't getting any.
Dunno, weird. It's real weird at the moment. Overstressed server, question mark?
Yeah.
So Mathematic, you are clear from enemies. Government in Group Bra 20050 miles.
Confirm 20050 miles.
Okay, I reset it back to TWS manually, and it now works. Everything's working properly.
78 miles.
Must have been a bug or something, I don't know. Cap going in for a shot.
Clear, 1 o'clock.
Up 33 miles from hostile.
Cap, I'm back on comms. I crashed to Death
1703 miles to contact low altitude from Angel 03 up to Angel 07.
Do a TWS reset in the radar mode, RC. It fixes it.
Yeah, I've got him.
I'm going for that guy. I got him at 25 nautical. Shit, I lost him.
Yep, then they disappear. So they must be low.
Turn that bloody radar round, you fool.
They must be really low.
Put it in front of you.
So about 20 miles you can use the power mode and then build a lot more reliable like that.
Roger.
Low.
I'm at 33,000, so I don't know if that's working up here.
Can you keep an eye on the tip of Oman?
Any idea where that's
Scratch it, scratch it. Guy on the tip of Oman, I'm going to fire him.
Color Magic contact Brad 23035 miles. Low altitude to contact.
There's fine.
Okay, I've got all the. I see a lot of them out there now. Now Jester would just do his job.
3 contacts.
Yeah.
We've got nails on the 12.
41 miles. Low altitude.
Watch out, Singer, 11 o'clock.
I'm turning out. I couldn't get a decent enough solution. Turning out.
We've got a bandit 4 ship. Draw 195, 38 miles, 1,100.
Magic advisor, this is Kingston. I'm going to start again all the way from Kerman because I crashed to desktop.
Okay, I'm cold.
Kingston Magic upon takeoff. Head 190.
Turning cold, I can't get anything on him.
Okay, let's just keep him at bay.
Magic Dragon.
Looks like nails.
Like, RTB.
Copy, sir.
500 feet.
This Brad 3101.
I'll be low, you be high. We'll cover everything.
Why?
Equals 250 kilometers.
And cold.
I'm cold. I'm halfway through my cold leg to Kesham.
Magic Talon. Request bearing to target. Still no radar contact.
Double Magic contact Brad 25032 miles. Low altitude 0. Right now 0 altitude. I repeat, Brad 25030 miles.
All units, 20 mics of game time left. Okay, Cap's pretty much back to Kesham. I'm heading back in.
Looks like nails 9 o'clock. And nails 7 o'clock. We've got nails.
Light's going to warm within the last 15 seconds. I'm not seeing the planes that are going after the ships, but the ships are now in sound range from Moskva, so they're probably alright.
Capmatic nearest contact Brad 18026 miles. Angels 10 flying big.
Cap engaging. Okay, I'm engaging RC.
On your nose, Hussein.
Okay.
Firing. Missile out. 30 seconds of impact. Where's it gone? Where's it gone? Where's it gone? There it is. Hostile still hot. I might get him.
Stockmatic contact on their A1 Brad 0907.
Did I get him?
Okay, let's do this. Missile,
I don't think so.
12 o'clock. Hot. Break left. Missile, 11 o'clock. Hot. Break left. Missile, 10 o'clock. Hot. Break right.
Dodging. Cover fire.
Okay, splash.
Splash.
I'm I'm getting nails 4 o'clock. And Spike 8 o'clock. And nails 10 o'clock. 7 o'clock high. Hot.
You killed Brent, you killed
Okay, Spike's coming from
I get him.
Capmatic, new contacts Bra 19028 miles, Angels 32, hot. Recommend for record target Bra 19028, descending.
Put a shot in there and get out. Cap's cold. Fast. I'm getting chased by missiles. Ooh, wasn't that exciting? Got your buddy 9 line.
Capmatic, be advised, Bra 12070 miles, friendly aircraft, flight of 3, nearest hostile Bra 14085 miles.
I'm going to turn back in RC and have another pop. What's your state?
Getting missile warnings.
Get out. I'm coming to cover.
Yeah, I'm coming. I'm cold.
Cap hot. State Angels.
2.28.
No joy.
Get all kinds of warnings. I'm burning out.
You get low, get fast. They're coming for a big push by the looks of it.
Right now.
Contacts on your nose, 20 kilometers.
Missile 11 o'clock high. Hot. Break right.
Roger, solid building to engage strike package, but I have FAT nails in the rear.
Okay, we got nails 8 o'clock.
Cap missile warning.
14, the group Bra 23042 miles.
Turning back in.
Sync rate is
Cap
too
cold.
high.
Get chased by an AMRAAM or something.
Shit, we've got nails 9 o'clock.
How about run it? Coming back in.
Missile 1 o'clock high.
I'm low now.
Request. Missile 1 o'clock high.
I'm low as well.
Capmatic Bra 18028 miles, low altitude, hostile.
Tally. I got that guy. I'm going for that guy.
Record on your nose, 10 miles friendly. Nearest hostile Bra 19034 miles.
Talon, Fox 3 times 2.
Talon, Magic copies.
Come on, baby.
E3 is down.
Well done.
Nice. Cam out. I can't
heading
get
in.
blocks or anything on these.
All right, don't worry. We're doing our job.
Yeah.
They can't get across the sea at the end of the day.
Spike on our nose 12 o'clock.
I'm going pal.
On Capmatic have a flight of 3, a beam of Kassab about
Target 18 miles. Lock the buddy.
east.
To buddy. The hell?
Cap on your nose, close hostiles.
Declare any friendlies in front of Cap.
Negative on your nose, hostiles.
Thank you. Cap Fox 3.
Turning back in.
Nails 11 o'clock. Target 16 miles. Missile 12 o'clock high. Hot. Break left.
Cap Matic Red Bra 13012 miles. Recommend head north. Record Matic target Bra 18027 miles.
The last block.
Angels 14.
18027.
Cap fighting.
Shit. Spike under 6.
Cap being chased north.
Missile 1 o'clock.
Matic Cap's
Break
position
left.
Bra 21020 miles.
Talon, smash one.
Copy 210.
Nails 7
Right.
o'clock.
I see him.
Cap clean.
Cap Matic, we are met. Enemy Angel 06.
We've got a bandit.
That was me locking you, Cap.
2 miles.
Sorry.
Missile. 11 o'clock high. Hot.
I missed.
8 o'clock high.
Captaining hot.
Tyler was leaving.
He's gonna fire.
What the hell's going on?
Tasking, no Fox 3s remaining.
Oh no!
European has a full load of Fox 3s.
Matic, recommend head 090. Talon, on your description.
Killed me, but
Just confirming that the strike package has been completely destroyed.
Copy, sir.
On Foxtrot.
Yeah, there's a bad guy down there that DCS doesn't seem to know about because he got behind me somehow.
Yeah, bro.
Talon and Big Matic, recommend head 080.
Exactly.
Sound okay.
All units, 3 minutes to go. 3. Come on, hold out, hold out.
Head 1980. Contacts Bra 1980 about 144 miles. 266 kilometers.
What a waste of my time tonight.
Check, this has been still available for tasking.
Copy, sir. I have multiple contacts. Bra 090 200 kilometers. We are Abim and west of Kasab area.
Okay, I'll keep flying at 090 then.
Matic, nearest hot group Bra 14040 miles. That's at the Angels 31 mile driving. Jackson Matic.
Over Kingston.
Jackson Matic, have 3 contacts, Bra 170
170 for 125.
Matic enemies now are pushing to Kesma Island. Chopsticks nearest group is Bra 15030 miles. Jackson Matic recommend target Bra 16098 miles. 16098 miles. We are apparently low altitude, sir.
Thank you, buddy. Do you have any idea of rough altitude?
Angel 01.
They're in the weeds then. Thank you. between Cherubs 100 and Cherubs 700.
Flight of 3 right now. We are at about 70 miles. The one is cold, 2 contacts hot, Bravo 1670 miles. Nobody.
Kingston, that's going to be the strike group. It's imperative you wipe them out. So don't think about surviving.
All for one and one for all.
Systematic 7 miles to closest enemy.
Com check on this freak, anyone, please?
I can hear you, boss.
I'm watching your Phoenix. It's guiding, it's guiding. Phoenix is guiding.
Copy, but I'm still landing and fuel emergency.
Copy.
Yes, it did.
Informatic on your nose, 50 miles. 2 contacts, 803 and 01. Graham, Magic, recommend. Yes. 200.
If I hit him, I just have to slow him down. Alright, Kingston, he's using all his missiles on me.
You were just flying in formation with the Sidewinder there, chopsticks, for about 3 minutes.
I'm loving it, yeah.
Ooh. Tomcat! Oh, it's so mean! It's so mean! Must not cheat!
You know he's getting mad that he's not
Must
hitting me.
not cheat! But I want to cheat so bad!
Systematic contacts on your nose, 30 miles.
What about that guy there? Oh, hello, A10. Are you aware you're in a furball, Chopsticks?
Oh, yes. Also got no fuel. Magic, this has been over contact of 120 green, sitting about 120 nautical miles.
120, 120. Here, the case is the refueling. The tankers recommend to hit 080 and assist chopsticks is 130 miles south.
Jesus H. Christ.
Okay, this has been carrying on course.
How many missiles are you going to dodge, son?
Yeah, stand by, buddy, I'm busy.
That was interesting.
Well, I lagged, but I think I got myself.
You got the F-14.
Nice.
Boom. Amazing. Oh, units, 3 minutes to go. 3 minutes to stop this strike package.
Graham Matic on your nose. Friendly aircraft on your nose.
Go on, Kingston.
I got Decipher and I got Nightmare.
Well done. That's probably enough. I got that other guy probably crapped his pants and went home.
Magic, blind on final bandits.
Informatic nearest group Bra 18011 miles, 18011 miles, danger 03. Now he's on your 6 o'clock. Now he's Bra 16011 miles, danger 03.
Got him, Fox 3.
Woo! Get some, baby! Tracking. 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 Got him.
Bra 21074 miles.
Yes, you done, Kingston? Victory roll.
74 miles.
And flares.
130 kilometers. Informatic last contact. contact. Bravo 210, 39er miles, Angels 29er.
That's us done, guys. That's us done. Knock it off. See you in debrief. Okay, guys, really good fight in the end. I think everyone got a good piece of the pie there, but we need a thorough debrief to know what happened because I don't have the foggiest. So, first of all, just a general overview. Were tasks completed? Obviously, no one really knows on the red side.
Not really. The Harriers have done a valiant effort on the power station, but I think that's probably all we got done.
Oh, okay, excellent. Right, well, we'll go... well, what was the main problems you had?
Time. You have to
was our problem.
A minute time if you're going to have 200-mile ferries first.
Yeah,
it's what you wanted. I'll be honest, it was a little fine. We either need to extend the mission or move everyone closer.
I'm not extending the mission.
Difficult to do. Well, we're going to have to put everybody back on Kish then.
Roger.
Because we just don't have the spawn location places.
Yeah, I think
I did have a thought on how to solve this. Is you have closer bases for the defender, but the defender can't take off until the first enemy aircraft is detected on AWACS. So it's like a surprise attack. There's this big scramble, which means the defender's a little bit on the back foot. They've got to spread their forces and work out what the attacker's doing, but it means you don't have that ludicrously long ferry.
Also, with us Harriers, by the time we actually got to the target point of the power station, it was so dark.
Yeah.
We couldn't see anything through the T-pods or the Mavericks because it was just completely washed out.
Roger.
It's meant to be a night attack jet, but in reality, the contrast, it's just impossible to pick out target.
Is that still bugged then? Is it on the Harrier?
I'm going to go with yes.
Okay.
I think part of the problem is it's partly bugged, but also we got hits on targets, and as soon as a couple of targets were on fire, it completely washed out the rest of our systems. So it's like, yeah, okay, we got now.
Half an hour earlier, I think we'd have been okay, but we couldn't. I mean, we had an F-14 hanging right over the target area, but we just didn't have a chance.
Cooey.
Yeah, but Kingston, you respawned because you disconnected.
Yeah.
And he was killed as well.
Disconnected
Okay, guys.
by a missile.
Okay, guys, can we have group by group, your group name, your rough task, what you're flying, and then your debrief? Blue Team 1 go.
Okay, so that's Ford. I'll probably let Frisco run over his initial plan, and then you get an idea of what we were trying to do. So if you want to take that, Frisco.
Yeah, so what we did, John, was we did a classic guerrilla, which means that we did a trial with me as mission commander. So we had a plan for everybody to get airborne and congregate over Dubai. We switched out the F-18s into all cap because we realized we had to win the air war, because bombers going in alone against fighters tend to get shot down. So what we wanted to do was win the air war first. So we ended up with, I think, 2 14s or 3 14s, 4 16s and 4 18s, all as pure fighters. With the AV-8s going against the power station was the plan. The A-10s and helicopters going against the armor, and the big ones going out to Qatar and then going against the ships. So we did have all bases covered, but the plan, of course, was to win the air war first. And we got a bit distracted by you guys coming so far south so early, whilst we were still refueling. We were refueling, so we ended up in a kind of a rolling defensive fight, and unable to really get the better of you.
I think the 16s pushed your 16s, the red 16s pushed south quite aggressively, and threw a little spanner in our finely tuned plan. But we did win out over the 16. I think we ended up taking them all out. So we were doing good progress on the air war, but we unfortunately time then ran out and we had to rush the last phase to try and get the Harriers up to target, and that's why they went up there on their own. If we had another half hour, I reckon when we could have held off for half an hour, we would have won that, I think.
Yeah, in reality, if that was real situation, we'd have been the attack. We would just waited, and if we run out of time, we just don't go in for a
Yeah, Roger. We also had a lovely situation of, we knew that at some point you had to cross that big gulf the Strait of Oman, and we just sat a bunch of tomcats at the north of it, and that is very hard for you guys to get past with no terrain cover in that Strait of Oman. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, but I don't know about my personal thing, that your tomcats didn't seem as feisty as last week.
No, we only had 2 in the end. Only 2 made it, and you were, yeah.
Yeah, I disconnected, so I was basically useless for the first 3/4 of the mission.
Our F-16s, put up a pretty good fight. I must say. Anyway, let them say it.
Yeah, no, I'm watching it. The fighting was great.
Yeah, I mean, Blue capitalised on our issues brilliantly, I thought, and there was a point where I just thought, we're going to hide into nothing here. The Blue have won this. I thought you did really well, to be fair.
We saw you coming for the AWACS, but there was nothing we could do about it.
No, by the time it's through.
Yeah.
Well, the idea was we were going to go for it, and that would blind your data links so we could sneak up on you, but I got disconnected. I couldn't talk to anyone. Other people had problems. It all went horribly wrong.
So, he got it. It did blind us somewhat, but luckily by that time, we nibbled quite a lot of you down. You were down to when you come back, I think, Pop and the 2 Jeffs, but they were miles away, so that wasn't so much a problem.
Tropics, go to 1 hour and 16 seconds, and you'll merge in the middle of the night with 4 or 5 guys in ACM.
With no night vision.
It's hilarious. Just watching you spin around trying to find someone to shoot at.
He must have dodged. Chop must have dodged about 6-7 missiles. That was unbelievable. I got to the point where I thought that my Hornet must be making it up and there's no one there, because there was like 5 behind him, AIM-120 and him, and the 9X, and no chance.
I was jinking at 120 kilometers an hour. 1,200, sorry.
It was a valiant effort.
Mm-hmm. That was very good, guys. That was very good. Next group, Expedite Blue. Come on.
Chevrolet. Leighton?
Oh, they already do Chevrolet. Hummer.
I think we did.
We took off and then hit the tanker. And then we went up north, foxed on some tomcats all along, turned cold, and then we saw it was a 4 flight of F-16s, engaged them. All in all, we killed all of them with the expensive roadkill, and then Dove got friendly fired by Frisco.
Friendly?
Other way around. Other way around.
Too.
No, that's all good. And then IRTB'd with Rubicon, I think went back up as soon as IRTB'd. And then I found Cap, and I killed Cap, and then IRTB'd, and it was kind of mission over by that time.
Roger. Yeah, great job getting in under the data link. Data link, we had nothing, so you'd gone under the data link, popped up behind us, and obviously a couple of tomcats were sitting ducks at that point, so that was really good. I think you've basically beat us. Look, I'm just looking at 1 hour and 18. The only fighter we've got left, 1 hour and 18, I know you only had 12 minutes left, is one fighter, and that's Kingston, who luckily managed to get in and just nail those 3 Harriers. But you had actually beaten us. Given it another 10 minutes, there's nothing we could have done. So time was really on our side, and I'm chuffed about that. Next.
Yeah, the A-10s would have eventually made it. And
yeah, they were almost there. They're almost on target, and then the clock went.
Yeah, you wouldn't.
Next
target. That's why I was flying.
Next,
they've won this.
Next blue group Expedite.
So the Vigans, our plan was to head out west to Qatar and then attack from the south. And I timed the attack so that it should happen around 2 minutes before the deadline, in the hope that you guys would have gone home by that point. Unfortunately, you guys seem to find us, and I'm not sure how, because we had no RWR warnings at all.
Where were you?
And I'm a bit suspicious. So we went out to Qatar, we were way south of Iran, and yeah, you all hunted us down, and we had no RWR warnings even when the SD-10s were fired on us. So I'm a little bit suspicious of how that's happened, whether it might be a bug or not.
I can't see them anywhere, guys. I literally can't see the Vigans.
They're right out to the west with me, Cap. So,
there they are.
So, Blood, what happened there is right up until the last moment, I didn't have you on radar, but I was getting given bearings by my GCI. So I was flying purely on GCI bearings until I got within about 25 miles, at which point I had you on my radar, and then I just dropped some SD-10s on you, and you blew up.
Well done for being in the right place at the right time. It's the middle of nowhere, that is, isn't it?
Yeah, so our plan was that if you did find us, we'll just turn home, because if there's 2 or 3 guys chasing us, then they're not obviously north fighting the others. But yeah, without the radar warning, we didn't know to turn back.
Roger, I don't know how AWACS saw you. 250 miles it was, and you were notching.
Yeah,
it did.
That's the assumption I made. Is well, we're over the maximum range of the AWACS, so we'll just stay at sea level, and we won't get spotted. But we did. So.
Both the AWACS and Lot AC were working because one of your guys actually snuck in behind us and killed us, and our human and our actual AWACS didn't know he was there. So for some reason, it's managed to highlight you out at 250 miles, and I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know what mode Lot ATC is on, because I know it's got different levels of real.
It's basic.
That might be why.
Okay, because you're at ASL 44.
Basic is fine. Basic is fine. It has radar profiling, but arcade is the one you want to.
All right. Well, it's a shame because you had a great attack there, but that's just how it goes.
Cool.
Right. So lovely. It just wasn't Blues Day. Next group, Blues, if there is any.
Okay, so that was the Harriers. We got airborne and was mission start, nipped up to our VAS and basically landed, picked up fuel and armament, and we held fast there. And then the air fight was developing literally over our heads, which was a bit concerning. It got to sunset. The time was getting really late. It's like, we've just got to push. So we took off, skirted over the mountains over the peninsula, and basically we dived, and we were traveling like at 40-50 foot in the sunset, in the dark, across the Gulf to get across to the mainland. Once we hit the mainland, we turned up and basically doing the same 30 round, probably less than 50 foot most of the time, in the dark with our night attack systems not really be doing their job fully. So there was definitely some clenching moments as you suddenly had 10 foot below you and less. So, but we got through to the target area. Mookie and Nightmare deployed JDAMs on the area, and I was going to clean up with Mavericks. Unfortunately, we had the issue of basically once the JDAMs had gone in and done the damage, it was couldn't see anything because there was so much fire. We couldn't see the remaining buildings, and we also ran into Kingston, who was up there. In all honesty, we were really surprised we got as far and as deep as we did. We thought we'd be completely dead. In all honesty, we didn't think.
Well, the funny thing is, if Kingston's computer hadn't crashed, there was no way we would have picked you up. But his computer crashed, and because of that, 1 in 1,000 chance, it meant on his way back he was there at that particular time, because there's no way tactically we'd have a guy there. So that was just blind luck, if you want to call it that. So I'm happy with that.
Still did a lot of damage to that base.
The main problem was it was too dark to use the Mark 1 eyeball or the day mode on a T-pod, but it was too washed out to use the NVGs because you couldn't see anything because of the smoke and the remaining sunlight. So it was really, really difficult to pick out target.
We should have had
a lot of damage.
We should have had target B, but through the 3 JDAMs that were destined for the 3 shacks missed completely. I was looking at the attack view.
Roger, guys. Okay, any more blue groups?
Yeah, there's still 2.
Send.
Ghost Fox in Dodge, Wizard, or Ally.
The War Dogs, we kind of just hung out until we could get some cap over Ras Al Khaimah, and when we did eventually get some cap, we tried to push with them, but then by that mission over.
Yeah, just unlucky. It's just
couldn't really
flanker.
You needed a few more minutes.
I think I did dodge a couple of your Phoenixes though.
Yes, no, I've no doubt about it. Okay, guys, well done. Next class group, or have you done your blood, or?
Means transited from the carrier to Minad, refueled at Minad. Myself and Mad Eyes transited up north, fired a few Phoenixes off, tried to deter some enemy aircraft hassling the A-10s, I believe. Mad Eyes and Bull headed north. I split off to cover the A-10s, engaged with Chopsticks. Who I saw his tracer, went after him, and he eventually took me down just before Obi shot him down, which was rewarding.
Roger. Good. Okay, guys, let's go to Reds. First team, send.
So, Talon with Aston Flight of the JF-17s. So right at the start, before we took off, we lost Bean to a crash. So I took off alone, headed directly south, orbited above the ships, was just holding Angels 33, doing lots of circles, waiting for a target, pushed out, did some more circles, assuming that there probably was a strike package somewhere. And then, as I got out over the Gulf, got the AWACS call from the GCI, at which point Bean had respawned and joined me. So it was then just following the AWACS calls until I got right on top of the pair of Vigans, dropped ST-10s on their heads, they blew up, I flew home.
Well done. Yeah, I could see you couldn't see him as well because you were all over the place, and then suddenly you just turn onto him, which is good.
Yeah. Yeah, you can see each of the turns corresponds exactly with when the GCI gave me another bearing.
Yeah.
And I have a feeling potentially the reason the Vigans might not have got RWR warnings about the launch was because I was so close and so high above them. I don't know whether the Vigan has an RWR sensor on the top.
Yeah, possible.
Because I was right above them, so it may well be that just the RWR sensors are on the front, back, and sides, not the top.
Yeah, clearly some experimentation needs to go on. Because I did a quick test with the F10 fog of war mode, and the AWACS couldn't see any Vigans at that altitude. But clearly, LOT ADC sees it differently.
One question: were the enemy ships being escorted by destroyers or anything with radar?
There was one frigate.
Yeah,
and also there was the carrier group was up there as well, so that may have helped.
We were very low though, and I found that they can't really see you when you're only 10 meters off the deck.
because the destroyers may pass the information back to the AWACS. That's the only way I can figure that they would see them that low, that far.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Let Blood ponder that one. Next, Red Group send.
Beamer, flight of 4 F-16s with only 2 missiles on the wingtips. We took off from Shiraz with a planned ferry flight to Lat. Nice formation en route, peaking at Mach 1.83. We landed at Lat, rearmed, refueled, and went up again to head south. We came across a whole bunch of targets, but we were experiencing massive data link and radar issues, as well as IFFing wasn't working very well. In the end, Squirtle killed Dove and Seahorse killed Ghost for 6. All 4 of us, unfortunately, saw better days by being shot out the air.
Roger.
Yeah, my radar and data link was working great on blue. You must have been outside of your AWACS zone.
Roger, guys. But yeah, well done, F-16s. You tied them up and upset them and delayed them maybe even, so that's good. Next, Red Group send.
Merc, J11A, chopsticks on my own. I was shadowing Beamer for the ferry flight. Then I held over their airfield at Angels 30 while they refueled. Then once they refueled, I landed so they could take over. And when I eventually got back up with about half an hour left, I just burnt in and tried to smash whatever was coming for the coast. Got into a tangle with lots of people in the dark with no MVGs. Got a Fox 1 kill and a Fox 2 before my game froze. But I was pretty much dead anyway because Obi was right above me.
Roger, yeah, good fight that was.
Oh, lag and hit the water.
I froze, but I was pretty much going to be dead anyway.
I was going to say
you were dead no matter what.
It was a I don't know what you call it, like a double knockout because your missile also went on to hit the Tomcat, which is pretty sick. So I like that. Next group send.
Opal Flight, Kingston. So we had 2 objectives for our 14s. Stoke was tasked with burning as fast as he could down to the nearest airbase on the south coast, where he'd refuel and rearm and go after the AWACS, which, as far as I'm aware, he actually achieved.
Nice.
Cap, RC, and I were then going to go to our tankers. We were going to refuel and then head out to Kasab. We all managed to get to the tanker, but I crashed out just as we got there, so I had to do the whole 140-mile ferry again. And then Cap and RC can explain what they did. But I managed to get back in the air, burned all the way down to the coast, managed to get my radar to pick up the Harriers on the deck at 100 feet, and just launched on them and took 3 of them out. Cap on RC. Off you go.
Roger. Ferry 200 miles to the tanker. Had a bit of a problem. Just realised that ED were watching tonight in the stream, so I had butterfingers when I turned on a refuel, but I managed it in the end. And then we went south. I just had a jolly good old school bash up across the Strait of Oman against basically, well, most of the blues. Lots of backwards forwarding, lots of chainsawing. We did our job, but eventually they got wise to it. They sent Leighton in at 50 feet, got under our AWACS, under our human AWACS, and just took us out in ACM, which is a pain in the butt, but it was inevitable in the end.
Cap did take Frisco down, though.
Yep. I'm glad. That was a really good man-to-man because we were 10 miles ahead of each other. I popped one at him, he popped a couple at me, but I just got the notch in, whereas he didn't get the notch in time, so... yeah, that was that. Next, guys.
Lada. Okay, we was on the front base, so we took up early to fly up above the target area. We directed to the power plant. Orbited that in case enemies show up early. But nobody. Then was directed by the DCI across the pool. Graham had no bags, so I sent him to refuel. Went across the pool to Hassab. With this crappy MiG radar, couldn't find anyone. Tried to do it visually in the hills until I ran out of fuel. Then ran back home. It was a perfect calculation because my engine stopped as was rolling on the run.
Yeah, I literally just saw that. That's really good. And you did a good job. You went in there and you sucked up some AIM 120Cs and delayed some Hornets. So that's very nice flying on the MiG-21. It's about as best you can just expect it to do, really. So well done. Anyone else on red?
That is all.
All right, that's it, guys. Cracking mission. Just wasn't meant to be for the Blues for whatever reasons, but that's life, I'm afraid. Any final thoughts before I get to work?
Just a heads up, everyone, the change log is out for the new...
Roger. All right, guys. I'll see you next Monday for Warbirds.
Roger.
Bye-bye.
Later, Cap.
Cap.